pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Slide on the pimp gang with my pinky ring. Lot of gang, lot of bitch, then the icy chain. While you claim that you rich, that's a false claim. I be straight to the whip, no baggage claim. Whole lot of styles, can't even pronounce the name. You ain't got no style, see you on my Instagram. I be rocking it like it's fresh out the pan. Only when I'm taking pics, I'm the middleman. Walk talking like a boss, I just lift the hand.
Welcome in, happy Thursday. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. This is, of course, the show where we hit all the trending topics and headlines across entertainment, sports, lifestyle, and culture. I am your host, Jill Munroe. I hope that your Thursday is going amazing. Friday Junior. You're getting ready for the weekend. You know, it's time to relax, get your snacks, get comfortable, and get ready to get into these topics and headlines. But before we do that, make sure that you are following us on all of our social media. KBLA 1580 across everything. We had a new logo on social media. Check it out. It's pretty cute. Let us know what you think. Also, make sure you hit me up at Stiletto Jill everywhere. Say hi. Let me know what you're thinking. If you have any thoughts about the show, suggestions of things you want to cover in conversation, I'm open to it. We can chat. And of course, if you want to add a visual experience to this audio ride, check us out on YouTube, KBLA 1580, of course. There's always a chat that is going there. You can get in there and join the conversation, leave your commentary there. Or if you are feeling a little snazzy and you want to dial in, hit us up, 800-920-1580. That is amazing. We love that. Now, let me give you a rundown of what we are going to get into tonight, because, as always, we have a lot to talk about. So we're going to get into Blac Chyna, or the artist professionally known as Blac Chyna. Is she an artist? I guess so. Actress, model, a lot of things. Angela White. In a recent interview, she gave the details on discovering Tyga was messing with her friend Kim's underage sister, Kylie. So she shares that. How she ended up leaving the house, all of those details. We're also going to get into a little bit of Kardashian business. Why is the family constantly encouraging Khloe to get back with Tristan Thompson? We'll get into that. We're going to talk about in hour two, Gen Z wants to see less sex on TV and in films. We're going to get into some of the supposed reasons why, according to this study, and look at, if they might have a point. I certainly think that they do. We're also going to get into, these terms, these alleged terms of endearment. Nicki Minaj was on a live the other day with Twitch streamer Kylie, and he called her auntie, and she told him good night. So, of course, the debate rises again. Is auntie a term of endearment for someone that you don't know? Or is it ageism? Slight shade. We're going to talk about that. We're also going to discuss why Cesar Pena is the dummy of the year and continues to be so. We're going to get into that. Dwight Howard has come out and made a statement. We're going to talk about that. And, you heard a little bit about it if you were checking out Zoe, the voice of reason, before me. That Cheesecake Factory question, those debates regarding that. Well, a Twitter user, or the app formerly known as Twitter, X. It's never going to be X. I always have to qualify my statement with that. Listen, so she has said that you women that are making all of these demands about where you want to go on a first date, where you will and will not go, you're causing problems for her. So we're going to get into why she said you are causing issues for her and, take a look at that. And we are also going to get into the third hour, a little bit of credit conversation. The holidays are headed our way. We have mentioned that we are in the middle of one of the most exciting sports seasons. And according to Experian, NFL fans are willing to break the bank for an NFL experience. So we have an interview with Rod Griffin of Experian, who gives us the deets about what NFL fans are doing and how much they're spending for these games, and also some tips on things that you can do to make sure that you don't get overextended during the holidays. So we're going to talk about all of that. But before we get into those trending topics and headlines, of course, we have a couple of conversation starters, topics that I think that you need to be aware of, but we don't have time to get into the full thing tonight. So first up, Sierra's birthday was yesterday. Scorpio in the building. It was her 30th birthday. And her husband, Russell Wilson, surprised her with a trip to Waffle House. He shut down the entire Waffle House just for her. And they had a nice little date night. Cece is pregnant with baby number 4. And though NFL-wise, the Broncos are not doing the 1-2 right now, not doing their big one. But Sierra and Russ, they're cute. They are, all over there showing their love and affection for each other. And it's nice to see because we seem to be in celebrity split season. So there is that. When we come forward, we're going to have more trending topics and headlines. You are locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Infusing a sense of fun and entertainment in every episode. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580. More when we come forward.
Your floors can go from clean to dirty fast. From juice spills, whoops, to muddy paw prints, to little sticky finger marks. Good thing your Swiffer WetJet works fast too. Swiffer WetJet easily cleans everyday messes as quick as they happen. The next mess is right around the corner. So grab your Swiffer WetJet and just spray, push, all clean.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit LAFLA.org. LAFLA.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
For all of us, this generation and the next, there is simply no place in our lives for litter. And yet, it's everywhere we look, and unfortunately, it does belong to all of us. So let's come together and create a litter-free, clean California once and for all. Remember to properly dispose of your trash and recycling. Secure truckloads with tarps to keep debris from flying out. Clean out your car when you're at the gas station. Take pride in your community by organizing a cleanup event or join a cleanup event near you. Zero litter is the goal. Join us at cleanca.com. That's cleanca.com. Let's do it together. Brought to you by Caltrans. cleanca.com.
Keeping you informed, entertained, and always ahead of the curve. This is RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So listen, your guy, Nick Cannon, he does not just produce babies. He also produces TV shows, as you know. He has been responsible for, things like Wild 'N Out over the years, The Masked Singer. He was over at Nickelodeon for a time, helping to produce content there. So he knows a little something about hits. He, I think he was involved, right, when America's Got Talent first launched, or was he just the host? I feel like he was involved in something in the creative process, and then there was a debate about, ties or something, and that's why he departed the show. I'm not certain about that. But anyway, he has a new show that will be debuting on Zeus. So if he's taking his talents to Zeus, let's just say that it sounds like, I'm not saying that it is, but it sounds like it might be a little rache of an affair. Rache is my fancy version of ratchet. So what it is he is executive producing a new series, all-female series, called Bad versus Wild Las Vegas. And the premise of the show is going to feature celebrity female cast members who have rivalries or straight up beef. And they're going to compete through challenges and showdowns, right? It's going to be like a bigger, badder, wilder Wild 'N Out, except on steroids and with challenges, not just like, saying little cute raps back and forth. And of course, it's going to take place in Las Vegas. So if you are a Nick Cannon fan, if you are a fan of Zeus Network's programming, because Lord knows what's going to be in the mix and what celebrity, I'm bringing that in air quotes, might be a lot of influencers. I don't know. We'll see. But, I can't imagine who would want to join the cast. But then again, there are women lining up to join the Baddies franchise with Zeus. So clearly, I'm out the loop. Okay, so look out for that from Nick Cannon. We will, of course, let you know when that premieres so that you can check it out and judge or enjoy whatever works for you. So Halloween is next week, right? So, of course, we're going to start seeing the rollout of celebrity Halloween costumes. Already ahead of the curve is Chloe Bailey. She dropped some photos of herself as Khaleesi, Mother of Dragons, for Halloween. She looked really good. She had the blonde wig, the metal stuff, emphasizing her womanness. So if you want to check those out, go hit up her Instagram. She looked amazing. Do you still celebrate Halloween? Are you planning on heading out in costume? I suspect there will be a great number of Barbie costumes this year. I don't know what else. What else has been this year? The year's really blurring together. But let me know if Halloween is your jam and what your costume is going to be. So this is some news that is really tragic. We talked about a few months back. The cause of death has been revealed for a Black model who was found deceased in her apartment in downtown LA last month. Her name was Nicole Coates. She was 32 years old. And there were concerns initially because there was another model who also was found deceased in downtown LA, not too far in a building, not too far away from where this this young lady was found. And there were concerns that perhaps there was some sort of situation happening involving young black women. Well, the cause of Nicole's death was deemed to be drug related. It was a lethal mixture of cocaine and ethanol toxicity, and that was determined by the LA's coroner's office, right? She was found in her apartment on Grand Avenue September 10th, 2 days before another model, 31-year-old Melissa Mooney, was found in her downtown LA apartment. So when Coates last spoke with friends, she allegedly told them she was planning to go out on a date September 8th. She didn't respond to any calls or texts, and in the following days, her family became concerned, visited the apartment, and made the discovery. So sending lots of healing and love and light to both families. We are still waiting on confirmation of cause of death for Melissa. Her family, Nicole's family, that is Nicole Coates' family, is kind of questioning if this is actually what happened. We'll have to see if that is the case, if there are any further developments, but right now that is where it stands. All right. We are, of course, in the NBA season, and next year, the Clippers' future home, the Intuit Dome, will be opening for the $1.2 billion facility, right? So some of the highlights that are going to be involved in the new venue are power at every seat, so you don't have to worry about your phone losing power. You can have highlights the entire time because you can charge it right at your seat. There are double the bathrooms, not the actual bathrooms, but toilets, literally, of any NBA arena. There is a wall area with no suites, just 51 uninterrupted rows and dedicated supporter section. That sounds like someplace where you stand. I don't know. We'll have to see. It will be open next season. Of course, they want to attract lots of performances as well. Inglewood is, big entertainment dollars. I wonder what type of renovations are going to happen to the Staples Center. I wonder what the Staples Center's new name is going to be because Crypto.com, Okay, in other news, we know that Beyonce's Renaissance film is dropping in December, right? Well, now comes word that Beyonce has set premieres for both LA and London. Listen, I wonder what that premiere is going to be like. I wonder if it's going to be fantastic and it's going to be in the whole Renaissance theme. That would be amazing. Have you copped your tickets for Renaissance yet? They're $33. Are you dropping that after going to the concert and all of the other things? We will have to see. Okay, so we mentioned that Blac Chyna, that's what she's known as professionally. She goes by Angela White now because, she is saved. She is reformed. She is in a new healthy relationship. She is making moves to correct some of her past mistakes and reline up her life. So in a recent interview, she got candid about her former relationship with rapper Tyga, right? She revealed that, their 3-month relationship, which was very, very public, ended so crazily for her. As we know, maybe not, maybe you didn't know, they met in a strip club in Miami. Chyna was obviously working there. And after their initial interaction, she starred in his music video for Rack City in 2011. And, they connected and it went on from there. She said Tyga definitely made the first move. He was all young and skinny and young. She said, this ain't really like my type. Her go-to guy was something else. But she said she felt like he was sweet and charming and she saw something there. And even though it appeared to be love at first sight, it wasn't long until, things changed. When discussing why they ultimately called it quits, she said that things between them really came to an end when she discovered his close relationship with a 16-year-old Kylie Jenner. They were engaged at the time. She said, I feel like it ran its course. And then he started talking to Kylie at the time, which I think she was like 16. And we were engaged. So she was like, that ended it. She and Kim were really good friends at the time, spending a lot of time together. So it was just a really horrible situation for her. She said when she was notified of Tyga's relationship with Kylie, she found out through the internet like all of us. But she said that it became solidified when she came home one day and all of her stuff was packed up and put in her Range Rover, which she said, well, actually his Range Rover, but he was nice enough to let her utilize the Range Rover to use her stuff so she could move. And she was like, yeah, he actually had his friends throw me out of the house. They packed my stuff and put it up in the truck. Listen, I am happy that Blac Chyna has healed. That situation is a mess. We know that they are in a custody battle right now, and she is also attempting to get more child support dollars for both he and Rob. And, you know, I don't know. It's just so amazing to me that here we are all of these years later, and now Tyga is, I guess, still a rapper, but an OnlyFans star. And Blac Chyna has found God and is, you know, turning to theology. Not really, you know, it's an honorary degree, but it counts for something, right? It means something. Speaking of the Kardashians, listen, I got a question. Why does Khloe's family not want better for her? Why has, and maybe, you know, again, this is reality TV. Maybe it is simply a storyline, but why is everyone from Kim to her mother, Kris, to now her friend Malika encouraging her to consider getting back with Tristan? They're like, consider your family, consider everything. Tristan was not thinking about any of that when he was out there, you know, dipping and dodging, thotting and bopping, making it known that he was pretty much available if you wanted to get down, right? What would be the benefit? I mean, obviously, keeping the family together, but they're wealthy. They can co-parent. What is Khloe's benefit? She says that she's over him. Like, she can see that he is a handsome man, an attractive man, but she is not attracted to him anymore. And I feel like it gets like that after a certain amount of time of being put through the ringer and being cheated on and questioning, probably, you know, at times, maybe for a moment, if it was you, you know, what could you have done differently in the situation? It's just draining. And I'm sure she's just like, whatever, just be a dad. Make sure you take him to soccer and pick him up, and let's keep this train moving. I just want to know why her family doesn't want better for her. I don't know if Kris, I think it might be some guilt, because they also showed a scene where Kris and Khloe were having a conversation about why Kris cheated on their father, Robert Kardashian. And Kris said she didn't really have a reason, and that ultimately, you know, she regretted doing it, and that it was crazy that after they divorced, they really became like best friends again. She said that they would talk on the phone every day. He was her best friend. They had, you know, extremely great conversation, and he was a wonderful man, and she felt bad for doing it, but just, you know, not thinking, just being young and hot. So I know that we are in celebrity memoir season. Let me tell you whose memoir I would absolutely be like, pre-order. Oh, are you doing a signing? Oh, are you doing a little talk where you discuss the details? I would absolutely go to a Kris Jenner book signing and memoir of her life, because I know that there are some little secrets and details that she would share with the world that would be quite interesting. And we gotta know that at some point it's probably gonna come, right? I mean, of course, the thought process is, with everything that they have revealed on the TV show, what could possibly be left to talk about? I believe that there's quite a bit. I believe there's lots of secrets. I mean, really, the late 80s, early 90s alone, when she was running around with OJ and Nicole Simpson and Faye Resnick, we've heard bits, we've heard little pieces, but I would love to hear it from her perspective. I would also like to hear about her early years with Bruce and really the business savvy. I know she, again, has talked about it some, but her positioning him and revitalizing his career. And also, did she ever have any signs? I know she's mentioned a couple of things, and Kylie had mentioned some things about, or was it Kendall, one of them, seeing something like that. But listen, it's a lot going on with that, and I would love to take a gander. Probably will one day. So speaking of divorces, Jeannie Mae has hired high-powered divorce attorney Randall Kessler to represent her in her divorce from Jeezy. So in court documents obtained by Radar Online, they revealed that, she's given up on trying to reconcile and bring the relationship back together and repiece it. So she's hired a beast. In previous cases, he's represented Nene Leakes, Christina Milian, comedian Mike Epps, and Portia Williams. So he's also dealt with clients such as Usher, Michael Jordan, T.I., and Ludacris. So he probably knows a thing or two. So Jeezy filed for divorce in Atlanta. He filed first, remember, September 14th after 2.5 years of marriage. And according to People, the filing says that the marriage is irrecoverably broken with no hope for reconciliation. So I'm not sure what the Georgia laws are, if there is a cooling off period. Like here in California, I know that you have to be legally separated for a time period before the divorce filings becomes official. So I'm not certain if Georgia has something like that put together. But as far as the documents say, they are estranged and currently living in a bona fide state of separation. So I guess that means new addresses, new lives, new things. Such a shame. So quickly. This has definitely been the year of the celebrity breakup, right? When we come forward, we're going to get into more trending topics and headlines. We're going to talk a little bit about Cesar Pena. I swear, I promise. Why are criminals so dumb in 2023? With all the ways to be sneaky, to be crafty, these guys don't want to do any of that. We're going to get into that. And of course, more trending topics and headlines. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. News and sports is on the other side.
I see that's unlikely, and she gon' me like a icy. Chains on the neck for the whole team, and I feel like Gucci with the ice cream. And my want the Fenty, not the Maybelline. I'm the black JB, the way these green.
RSVP with Jill Munroe is your go-to show for staying in the know. More engaging conversation when we come forward on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. Leaders in New York are reacting to the deadly mass shooting in Maine. Governor Kathy Hochul says her heart breaks for the people of Lewiston, Maine, adding that weapons of war have no place on America's streets. She questioned how many more gun deaths have to occur before this country comes to its senses. Black New York City Mayor Eric Adams posted to X, formerly known as Twitter, saying thousands of lives have been changed forever, but we don't have to live like this. Shocking and staggering figures show 1 in 10 people in San Diego, California live below the poverty line. This was the findings from the San Diego Foundation's Economic Equity Report. Besides 10% living below the poverty line, the findings also include 86,000 children in that category. The report shows the biggest groups impacted are Latino and Black communities. The overall data indicates San Diegans have to spend too much of their income on housing, utilities, transportation, and food. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? Call the accident guys. Because unlike other firms, an attorney will negotiate your case, not a paralegal.
environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, Black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any Black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Thinking about hosting a podcast and don't know where to start? Morris Media Studios has you covered. We're a professional podcast and voiceover studio located in Leimert Park. We specialize in recording and live streaming audio and video podcasts. Let us help you set up, record, and distribute your podcast. Hosting a podcast is a great way to bring awareness to your business, product, or good cause. For more info, visit morrismediastudios.com or give us a call at 323-815-4204.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions because we've got your black. Listen up. If you're one of the more than 100,000 California tenants who were rejected or delayed when applying for COVID rental assistance, you've got a second chance. Under the terms of a new settlement, California's Housing and Community Development Department agreed to audit its past denials. The program ended in March 2022, but the advocacy groups Alliance of Californians for Community Empowerment, Policy Link, and Strategic Actions for a Just Economy sued the department. According to the coalition's analysis of state data, the department rejected nearly 30% of all applicants. Under the settlement, the department agreed to clear all renters in the pipeline within 6 months. The settlement applies to anyone who sought assistance from the state's Housing is Key program before April 1st, 2022, whose applications is pending or was denied after June 6, 2022. Tenants who have questions about the status of their application can call the hotline at 833-430-2122. That's 833-430-2122. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
King C. Gillette knows you're dedicated to your barbershop routine, but how do you maintain the beard hair you already have? The King C. Gillette Beard Thickener helps to reduce patchiness and strengthens hair's resilience to breakage. Apply the King C. Gillette Beard Thickener daily to see a thicker and fuller beard in just 14 days. It's highly scented with King C. Gillette's signature scent. Just trim, wash, and soften. With King C. Gillette.
Some people won't give you the real talk on drugs, but it's time we know the facts. Fentanyl is killing people. It's a powerful opioid, often made illegally and commonly mixed with illicit drugs. It can even be pressed into counterfeit pills that resemble prescription medications. Just 2 milligrams, about the size of a few grains of sand, can potentially be lethal. This isn't an ad to scare you, but it is an ad to make you think twice. Get the facts. Go to realdealonfentanyl.com. This message is brought to you by the Ad Council.
This is KBLA Talk 1580. Talk radio that's music to your ears. We're unapologetically progressive. KBLA Talk 1580. curating the most compelling stories and delivering them straight to your ears. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Wanted me, I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. I wish I knew. I wish I knew you wanted me. What you what you do? Made a move, could've made a move. If I knew, I'd be with you. Is it too late to pursue? I bite my tongue, it's a bad habit.
We're locked in to RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. Okay, little vibe. We're vibing tonight. I feel that. I feel it. Andy is always on point with the musical selections. He gets us through it. That's a good one for a Thursday. It's feeling right. So listen, speaking of music, right? Kaya, my neck, my back, other parts. She has beef with you people out there, the audience, the fans. She said that you guys need to stop saying that today's female rappers are making music similar to hers because she never rapped about eating booty, or she said that she's never gotten exposed having sex on camera. She said, don't compare me to these garden tool young ladies out here. I really wanted to play the audio, but it's Kaya. So you know how that was going to go down. You probably weren't really going to hear much. You were just going to hear, yeah, bleep, 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 bleep. But she went in, right? Well, Sexy Red saw a post about it on social media, and she was like, let me add my 2 cents. She said, just another old washed up hag hating on a young turned rich B.I. And then she came back 4 seconds later and added, hating on bad chicks then, and you still a mad hater. That's what she said. So here is the thing, right? Both ladies, you know, there's this thing that is like talked about as far as in script writing for TV and film where both people are writing the scenes, because with characters sometimes and in real life, you know, both people believe, one, their perspective, and two, there might be some validity to it. So does Kaya have a point? Was she on camera ever getting dogged from the back or something like that? No, she was not. She does not, to my knowledge, have an OnlyFans where she is, you know, getting it in, right? Not saying that that means that she is better or anything. It's just not what she's doing, right? And I don't know about the part about like the butt thing. I feel like that is just a trendy buzz topic that goes around right now. And so everybody is inserting that into pop culture, their music and whatever. I don't know. Maybe there's a study somewhere if that is actively what you all are requesting and participating in. But I know I didn't see Sexy Red on any of those videos doing that, but I did see her sucking some toes. And that's not appealing to me. That's not the right look. That is not how we want to go out. At least not me. I don't think so. So I don't know. What do you think? Andy, you like hip hop. We've been talking about women in hip hop quite a bit over the past few months because it is the 50th anniversary. Do you think Kaya has a point, or do you think that Sexy Red is right and that Kaya is just hating?
They all have points.
Everybody's right in the room.
I mean, everybody's right. Everybody has a little, you know, the thing about Kaya, she pretty much was just a one-hit wonder.
Right.
So she didn't have much staying power for, you know,
she did get a hit put on a song with Janet. Didn't get to be in the video though.
What song was that?
So Excited.
Janet Jackson and Kaya?
Look
So Excited?
Bad, act dirt. Yeah, look it up. Jermaine Dupri produced it, I believe.
Okay, I'm about to check that out. But I felt
That
like,
was my
you know,
joint.
Kaya didn't really have much staying power to maybe even really get ridiculed. I mean, when that song "My Neck, My Back" came out, though, it was a lot of criticism too, though.
It was a great deal of criticism. That was shocking. Like,
Very,
she said,
very.
what?
Exactly.
And now, listen, they say all of that and then some. Like, I did not think that it was possible as an adult to be shocked. Yeah, the Lakers are going to win, right? We're going to get our first win tonight.
It's about time.
Sorry, I could just see Andy's reaction. I could tell. I saw that. We're going to pull it out. We're going to be all right this season.
We'll be all right.
We're going to be all right.
D'Angelo's not finishing the game, though.
Sounds familiar, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like the Western Conference Finals.
LeBron James, point guard.
Yeah, the Lakers are going to have to address some things, but that's a topic for another day.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, we're talking Kylie, and here is the thing. I do think, and we've talked about this pretty extensively, that I would like to see some variety in the topics that are featured from women in hip-hop right now. I'm not mad at the P-rap. I like it. I party to it. Get fly. We can make jokes about city girls and hot girl summers, and, that stuff is fun to get dressed to, hang out to, or whatever. I don't take it, as garden tool is life, but, I'm of age. I can't speak for what Gen Z is out there doing.
So what do you want to hear? Because if you don't want to hear the P-rap, right?
I'm not saying I don't want to hear it. I'm just saying in addition to it, right? I don't know, maybe just talk about being in love. I just whatever, your grind, just mix it up.
Okay.
Give us some variety.
Because I'm like, there's some positivity rap out there, but people don't gravitate towards it. You know what I'm saying?
We know, I have made that clear that is definitely not my jam.
You feel me? So okay, like
just a little variety. Like, everything does not have to be, pay me, I got the best, I'ma water it down on you, shove it down my throat, and lather, rinse, repeat. Right? It's cool. I'm not mad at it. I'm not saying stop doing it. I'm not saying that you have to make predominantly more songs that don't involve that.
Right.
I am saying give me something different within that too. Because if you're not pushing yourself as an artist, what's going to happen?
I agree.
Your audience is inevitably going to outgrow you.
I got an idea.
Let's hear it.
Like, so let's take Megan Thee Stallion, for example, right?
Mm-hmm.
For a lot of people who are fans with her, they know, like, she was a college student while she was doing her artistry or whatnot.
Right.
Educated woman, right?
Correct.
But when Megan Thee Stallion comes around, all you think is ratchet.
Right.
Maybe she could do like an educational rap or something like that. Talk about her life, in college or something like that. The grind, like you said. Dope.
Here's the thing. I feel like Megan Thee Stallion's next album is going to be in the vein of what I'm looking for. I think because one, she has the range. Megan can spit. She can rap.
For sure.
She has a pen, right? Two, she's been through a lot of stuff, with Tori. She's lost her mom, her dad being incarcerated, the stuff with the label, the fan things. She already started like her, website, Bad Bees Have Bad Days Too. And she had a song around that. So I think that there's something that she can do. I just think that I want to hear something different or a different sound. Try something, Maybe it's a rock track. I don't know, but let's expand, Let's bring something different. I know that we are limited in the sounds that are actually out there a lot of times in some ways, but try something new. Experiment. Why not?
And if she experiments and it's a dud, is that a failure?
Not to me.
Okay.
I know that it's really hard now because we are heavily, the audience more than any time before is very invested in numbers. And we've also talked about the fact that people don't run stuff back at this point.
True that.
But what I think is if you look at Ice Spice in her ascension, right? Even though we know she's kind of on the downside.
Exactly.
Excuse me. The bigger thing was one of the reasons why I feel like she penetrated, can't have them all, whatever, was that sonically it sounded different, So I just, I just think that if there is anyone that can pull it off, I think it's Megan. I think Cardi, she's been previewing a little bit of music. I think she's searching for that hit. She doesn't feel like she has it. I think that's clear.
She's dropped some heat, though.
She's dropped some heat, but has all of the heat been features on someone else's song? Because I don't feel as though any of the music that she is teased as her own stuff has really been like, ooh, got me like, ooh, I'm waiting for that new Cardi. I know it's going to be,
What about that Up record? I know that record has been out for some time.
What
it's up, then it's up, then it's up, then it's up.
Here's the thing. That was bouncy, catchy, right? Had some dance and stuff or whatever.
Absolutely.
But
you saying it's not it?
No, I'm not saying that wasn't. Was that a single? Was that her single or was it Megan's?
It was her. It was Cardi B's single. It was after her album, maybe a year after, maybe 2 years. I remember, like, I saw a lot of like dance crews, TikToks, LeBron James' daughter Zuri dancing to the song or whatnot.
I think, but the time has passed. One, I think, well, when we come forward, I will get into why I think that Cardi B also, besides, searching for that hit, why I also think that she has been waiting to put out her second album. I don't think she's excited about it. We'll get into that on the other side. You were locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580.
Trending topics and the hottest happenings. You're listening to RSVP with Jill Munroe on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey, everything okay?
Yes, I'm fine.
Honey. Hey, I'm here for you. Tell me about school today.
When kids can't find the right words, music can help them sound it out. Talk to the kids in your life about their emotional well-being. Find tools and resources at sounditouttogether.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council and Pivotal Ventures.
Nissan has a car for every driver who wants more. More action. More fun. More guts. More head turns. More adventure. More electric. At Nissan, more is all we do.
At Charmin, we heard you shouldn't talk about going to the bathroom in public, so we decided to sing about it.
Roll Charmin ultra strong when you drop in the beat. It cleans with way less effort on your seat. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Yeah, roll it, drop it. Okay. Charmin flows extra strong from the road. Your butt hella clean while you're sitting on the bowl. Yeah, it's all you need for that bathroom groove. Get you in and out without nothing to prove.
Charmin Ultra Strong cleans better so you can use less. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Now back to more captivating conversation on RSVP with Jill Munroe.
Welcome forward. You are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. So, of course, the chat weighed in. Urban Spinster says, yes, talk about some real life experiences mixed in with a little social awareness, ladies. Listen, you could even be creative. Even if you want to continue talking about the best, the wettest, the tightest, the slipperiest, whatever the cookie is, I don't know. Use a grasshopper metaphor, something different. I don't know. Let's go to space with it and let's use Saturn and the interplanetary galaxy to make the description. I just want to hear something that sounds a little different. Again, I don't mind. I'm not saying you have to completely remake over your subject matter. I'm not saying that you have to be, the positivity queen. I'm not saying that you have to teach people the relative model of something or other. I just want to hear a little, different type of groove. Pretty Brown Mimi wants to know, I just got here. What can Angela really do with this info about Tyga and Kylie? I don't think there's really anything that she can do with it. I think it's more to garner sympathy. She is currently trying to revamp her image, right? She is trying to get custody of her children and more money. So her showing, the extreme circumstances that Tyga put her through, the things that she dealt with, and how she has responded as a parent and things of that nature. It's probably to combat some of the stories that they are inevitably going to share about her and her behavior. So, I think that it is just part of positioning, and she wants to position herself in the best light possible moving forward. Pretty Brown Mimi also asked, the tightest, what did I miss? So essentially, we were talking about Kaya saying, don't compare these new rap girlies to her, because obviously Kaya was shocking when she dropped her one hit back in the day, My Neck, My Back. And she feels that, even in her world of taste and standards, that these new girls have gone too far. So me bringing up the tightest was just me, giving a PG-13 P-rap topic to say that there are lots of ways that you can talk about the same topic with a different spin on it. I just think that with all the creativity that these ladies have, not all of them, some of them, there's something else that you can do with it. You can approach it musically different. You can maybe switch up your flow, change the metaphors, the adjectives, all of that. I think that there's stuff that they can do, and they are not utilizing it because it's cookie cutter, 1, 2. Since Beyonce started performing in a unitard, in a onesie, everybody, even the rap girlies, are out there in onesies. Doesn't make sense. Andy?
It just got me thinking, we know Megan could rap, but I think from others too, it'd be nice to hear bars, metaphors, that type of stuff. I think just maybe that slight change would probably help, the music.
Something. I like cleverness. I like, everybody doesn't have to do a punchline like Nicki, because I know that Nicki is charting with these singles that she has been dropping, but they don't feel like it to me either. I do think that Nicki's puns and delivery, like, I'm going to repeat the last word of every line in the song and then come back and say it again in one of my crazy voices. I think that she is someone else who can spit and who can write and who is very creative, that she could do something different. But, Nicki, I feel like in some ways is an example of someone who put out a lot of, negativity towards the elders in her space. Maybe not all the time, maybe not intentionally, maybe she felt antagonized, but she did. And she was the only one and she was comfortable in that. And now we have like 10 or 15 female rappers. Never seen that before. So I think that she is learning how to handle herself throughout all of that. And like everyone else is searching for a sound or a hit. She's had some stuff. Like I think the Barbie World song did pretty well, but was that because Ice Spice was on there? Because really, I feel like Ice Spice kind of ate Nicki as far as not, look, Andy's frowning up his face at me. I'm just saying, like, it sounds, that wasn't Nicki's best bars in that, you know, it was very pop commercial throwaway. Like, let me go in here and give them this little 16 count and collect this check and move around. Jamal Hakeem said, I could care less. Good night. God bless. I feel you, Jamal. Sometimes it's like that, but thank you for clocking in. Urban Spinster says censorship required way more innuendo back in the day. And that is it in a nutshell. I feel like even if you think about 90s R&B, like, you know, show me to the subway, I'll go down. You know, do you want to go downtown? Like, you know, the flower blossoming of my love. I'm gonna, you know, it was creativity. It was poetry. You had to think because right now we push the envelope so far, it's busted open, and now it's just a free-for-all, and there is no mystique to it. It's just all very raw. And I feel like, which is a perfect segue and lead in to our topic of next hour, I really feel like we're starting to feel the repercussions for that, especially with the younger generation. As we've discussed, Gen Z is having, and younger millennials even, are having less sex than their predecessors. And it turns out they also want to see less sex. So we're going to get into that in hour 2. We're also going to get into why we know why Cesar Pena is a dummy. But no, for real, like, I want to understand what someone is thinking when they do something like this. We're going to get into that in the next hour. Of course, we're going to get into, you know, additional trending topics and headlines. What else are we going to be talking about in hour 2? Because there's a great deal. Oh, we're going to talk about Dwight Howard. He has come out and released a statement regarding everything that's going on. And then Stephen Harper, the accuser, also released a statement. So we're going to get into those details. And like I said, more trending topics and headlines. VIPs, you are locked into RSVP with Jill Munroe here on KBLA Talk 1580. On the other side, news and sports.